Hey, I'm Samantha.
And I'm Nicole, and you're listening to The Power of We.
Each week, we will share with you our crazy journey of sobriety and success as a mother daughter.
Our past is complicated, but it has made for two fascinating lives.
We have healed together through love and strength, through mutual respect. We've created an unconditional bond.
Our goal is to empower you, the audience, to be the best you can be.
Together, we will share tips of motivation, mindful tools, and explore our guest journey so we can all win together.
You are listening to The Power of We.
Hey, boo boo.
Hey! So,
Oh my God.
this is really exciting. This episode is going to be a lot different from our last season. We are going to focus on something that a lot of you know about. It is called home staging. I don't know if you've heard of
Home
it,
staging,
when
the
you
best
make
company.
Houses look beautiful and they sell for over asking. Samantha here owns one of the number one companies in LA called Elite Home Staging. We've talked about it on our podcast many times, but today we are actually going to dive into how she started this incredible company from literally nothing, and 15 years later has made it one of the biggest companies in LA.
Oh my God, thank you. This is like so emotional. As you guys all know, I love to cry.
Always crying.
I am so, first of all, I want to start with I'm so grateful to be here and to have you sitting here, my daughter running part of my company. I never thought in a million years that I would have one of the biggest companies in Los Angeles, have you running.
I never thought that either.
And also having all these beautiful angels working for me.
Yes.
It's been such an amazing journey. I can't even tell you.
And we'll get to all of that and all of the crazy stories that come along with home staging
Oh
and
my
that
God.
industry. But I do want to start with asking you, how did you come up with the idea of home staging? Like, what made you decide that you wanted to be a stager, whatever that even means to these people who don't know?
Okay, well, let's get something started. I didn't just decide, oh, I want to become a home stager. Hell no. What I decided was I got divorced and I was like, what the hell am I going to do with my life? Because I'm an entrepreneur, pure and simple. And I was bored to death sitting in Calabasas, having lunches, going shopping. I was like, this isn't going to work for me. So I was talking to a friend of mine and I'm like, what am I going to do with my life? He goes, oh, that's easy. You're going to start a home staging company. I'm like, how am I going to do that? And he goes, it's really easy. All you have to do is decorate houses and make them sell. And I thought, oh, I can do that.
Of course, so easy, right?
So easy. Whatever I set my mind to, I always get it done.
Yeah.
But I built 3 houses, in the past with obviously Dad. And, I changed things and I always knew what I wanted. That's one thing about me.
You always know what you want.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
And so he goes, that day, he says to me, you know what? We're going to go create the logo right now. I'm like, right now? He's like, yeah, come to my house. And I go up into the Oaks, into his big, beautiful home, and we get on the computer and we create the first logo, which is the green logo of Elite Home Staging. And this comes back to when you put your mind to something and you visualize it, it happens. And I teach this to the girls all the time. I tell my clients, I tell everybody I know, because it's true. I had no idea in 2008 I would be sitting here with you talking about this huge company and how we've helped so many people's dreams come true. Because what we do is we make other people's dreams come true by selling their homes.
Yeah, I know. But going back a little bit, so you just started this company. I remember when I was younger, there'd be my bed was missing from my room, and then the couch was gone, and then I come home and I'm like, okay, what? Where's the coffee table? Okay, no dining table today. So like,
wait, do you remember my first staging job? I went to Pampa Furniture, and I want to give them kudos because I had no idea how to do it. I went to Pampa Furniture. I met Dolores. I'm like, how am I gonna stage this house? And she goes, oh, I'll help you. And that's the kind of thing that was so cool to me. She had staging, but she wanted to help me.
Yeah.
So I went in, she showed me I said, okay, I need living room, dining room, family room, and put it all together. And I still had you, and you were like, I don't even know, 6, 7. And so I would like do 100 things at once. So that day came for staging. I took you. I'm like, oh, just go swim in the pool.
I remember that.
So you were swimming in the pool as I was doing my first staging.
Yeah. It's so crazy. And I'm the sales manager at Elite Home Staging.
That's
With
yay!
our 12 employees. But it's just so crazy. So, you know, part of home staging, I feel like it's a lot of sales. It's not just the design portion, right?
Yes, that's really important that we talk about that.
And how did you come up with like the sales aspect in staging?
Well, because sales is my background, of course. Let's even dive back even farther. When I got out of college, let's get something straight. I never paid attention in college.
Really?
I never, no, I never paid attention. I don't even know how I got through college.
Do you know when I'm graduating?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Next
okay.
week.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, right. And I just, sales was always my thing. And my first job was slinging cell phones when they first came out. And let me tell you, I had no idea what I was going to do and how I was going to do it. And I remember my sales manager just said, just go out and just talk to people. And literally, that's what I did. I just went out and talked to people, and I became friends with, these group of people that lived in South Central. Thank God, because I had to make my quota, and they would tell me, if you need to make your quota, let me know. And I would go, and I would just be friends with them, and I would just be like, cool with them, cool with everyone, and I would knock on doors. I didn't care. I had no fear. This is, I guess, the best part of my story. Is no fear.
Yeah, you never have fear. I mean, not a lot of people can just start a company and just say, fuck it, I'm just going to do this.
And by the way, I did not get one loan. I had no money behind me. And when we started, I started using my garage. So we started out of our garage. And you're right. You'd come home and there'd be no bedroom set. I'd be like, just come sleep with me.
Yeah. And a lot of people think you need a warehouse or something, but you started it just, out of the garage.
I had to. There was no way for me to even know about a warehouse. I really didn't even take the steps to do it back then, 14 years ago. So, there's so many stories, I've seen so much, I've done so much, and it's been a journey. It's been a journey about life, really.
Yeah, and so we know, how you started the company, but why? What made you decide you wanted to start a company of your own?
Well, I always was an entrepreneur. I don't like anyone to tell me what to do. Let me get something straight. When I was a waitress, I got fired from every job. You know why?
Why?
Because the cook would tell me what to do. Hell no. I was like, I'm here for my client, my customer. So I knew quickly that I had to do something on my own.
Yeah.
And, I just like to have fun. I really wanted to have fun with whatever I was doing. And decorating was always super easy for me. And I love people. I love going and selling and talking to people and seeing what they like. And, and then at the end, seeing what I just did made them have a home sold and their dream came true.
Yeah.
And, quickly what had happened is, I had a partner at that time and we would start staging and people thought we were really funny because we kind of had this, bickering back and forth. And, we were asked to do a reality show in the first 3 years I was in business. Mm-hmm. It was so fun. Yeah. And we did 1 episode, but staging is just really about changing my life, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I know all of your stories, and I hear them daily, constantly. But I also want to know, how, when you were, as we know, because this is the power of we talked a lot about sobriety on our last season. How did you run a company with over, 30 employees?
And be drunk.
And be literally drunk every day.
We talk about on the Power of We how we go through different phases in our life. And, running a company, it's not as easy as you think. There's so many decisions you have to make. And I'm a visionary. I can see where I'm going. I can do the steps to go there, but I don't know every single area because my ADD kicks in and then I'm going on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I forgot your question. Like that.
Keep going. Yeah.
So Anyway, it's been a roller coaster for sure. I mean, I started with a partner, and it was I really didn't know the business side. So I knew that I wanted this company, what it would look like, what furniture I wanted, what customers I wanted, but I didn't know how to start the business side of it. So I had to get a partner for that.
Right.
And, down the road, we realized that having partners is not always easy because it's like a marriage, right?
Yeah, like relationship.
Yeah, you saw it. I mean, she had different visions than I had, and it was very difficult. So, during those times, it was stressful. Plus, I had you guys going to school, so I would go and stage entire homes by 3:00 so I could pick you up, take you to dance, take Brandon to baseball, come home, cook dinner, and be done with my day. It wasn't like it was just, I took 2 days to stage. I would get those stagings done in one day. Yeah. So now I'm like, what is wrong with your girls that they can't stage by 3:00?
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of the staging companies out there take like 2 to 3 days to stage, and you've taught us like a couple hours, we're done, and we make it look fucking good. I have to say that because we love what we do, and we just make it happen.
It's so exciting because now I have all of you girls doing what I set my mind to do, and that is to stage homes. And I watch you guys, and you have all kinds of stories. Like, you're really doing what I did in the very beginning. And when you guys all walked in, you had no idea what staging was. You didn't know how to sell. You didn't know how to do any of that. Yeah. And now look at the team. Yeah, they're killing crazy. It. They are not only staging, they're selling. They're representing Elite like I've never even seen. And, we're just really a badass company. That's what I got to tell you.
Yeah, and we're about to grow, hopefully to Phoenix, and we're already all over LA.
Okay, let's talk about the pandemic. I was going crazy. Okay, we got to talk about that. Yeah. Everyone was like masked up, freaked out, and I was like, there's no way I'm sitting in my house. Hell no, I was not sitting in my house. And Chris, my consultant, said, oh, you're essential. I'm like, perfect. And so what was I doing? I was running all over town, going to appointments, and these people were so depressed. They were so scared. And I just literally put on my, cap of my angel cap and said, I'm going to help you. Mm-hmm. And I was literally out there helping these people, saying, okay, it's $6,000. We'll stage it and you'll sell it. Yeah. And I was running like 5 trucks a week staging back in the pandemic. And, to see people's faces and see how I could help them really made me realize there's so much in this world that I can do. Like yes, I want to be the biggest staging company, but we've created such a great company that other people in other countries or other places can take what we've done and start their own staging company.
Amazing.
So, I mean, it's, there's so much business out there. It's not about just me. It's about us. And, like I tell you girls, when you're dealing with the realtor, you're part of their team. Mm-hmm. It's not just, here, we're a staging company. You're part of their team. Right. You're there to make them shine. Right. Really.
And we really emphasize that.
But yes, I've had a lot of crazy stories.
So, yeah, I mean, just to bring a little history to Samantha Senia, the life of Samantha Senia and Elite Home Staging. Like, can you tell us just like, I don't know, I want to know like one of your craziest stories in the beginning of time from staging?
Well, you know me. I love to party. I'm a party girl at heart. And so I was like, how am I going to have fun staging? And I'm like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to start creating cocktail events. Perfect. I'm going to invite all the realtors I know, let them know who Elite Home Staging is. And of course, I'm the life of the party. Just in case you didn't know, I won life of the party in high school. And I didn't drink back then. So I, decided, okay. And then I'd invite all my girls, stagers, and they would come and people would have the best time. And that's where I would start, drinking, and I would get drunk and I'd be talking to these realtors, and it was like, they would be afraid that I would drive home. Yeah. And, that's when it was like, okay, this is enough of this, But again, back to, the power and being in a business, whether you're a home stager or whatever, when you become stressed out, you have so much pressure on you, whether it's raising the kids, having a business, money coming in, $500,000 in debt, whatever it is, you want to figure out where to turn to, relieve some of that pain.
Yeah.
And what did I do?
Yeah.
I turned to my Chardonnay, honey.
Yeah. Yeah, but that didn't get you very far.
Yeah. That got me marrying someone in Mexico.
Oh, yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that.
I had you guys come to Mexico. I got married. I brought all your friends. And, I staged my wedding and I was married. You guys were not happy about that. In fact, on my last podcast, my son didn't speak to me.
Yeah. So you met someone in Mexico?
Yes. He was the waiter.
Oh, okay.
Where? In Cabo, San Lucas.
At what restaurant? Which restaurant was it?
Mangoes. Was it called
Mango Deck? The one
Mango
where you dance on the table and the guys come up to you and they're like, dancing.
He was in love with me. What can I do? I was all dressed up, LAized, and I was like, he's in love with me.
Yeah. So then you decided to marry him.
Well, we had a little bit of a relationship. You know what I decided to do? I was so stressed out at that time that I wanted to get away from LA. And I know a lot of people understand this that run a company. They're stressed. They want to get out. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get out. And so what I would do is I would jet set to Cabo because it's a beautiful place.
Yes.
I could drink anytime I want. I could eat anytime I want. And I could really have fun, right? And I wasn't mom. I wasn't CEO. I wasn't anyone else but Party Samantha.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so, little by little, that didn't work out very well, did it?
No.
How did you feel when I was doing that?
Oof. When I remember on your wedding day when I was standing there and
you were drunk as hell. Let's get something straight.
I almost flew down the stairs, almost ate shit. But one of the ladies came up to me and she's like, "Oh, are you getting married?" Because you made everyone wear white and your husband at the time was very young. So they thought I was getting married and I was like, "Oh God, no, I'm not getting married." But it was such an interesting point in my life because I had seen everything you had been through up to that point and how hard you worked at your company. Just being that entrepreneur my whole life. I remember you sold purses at one point and you were always doing something, right? You were never just mom. You were always working to make money. You're a hustler at heart. So
100%.
To see you do that, I knew you had hit your rock bottom.
Yes.
And not long after that you got sober and I got sober, Brandon got sober. So, it's all part of our journey and honestly it just taught me to never be in a long-term relationship. Never be in a long-distance relationship.
Right, exactly.
Never date someone 20 years younger, so...
Yeah. Let's get something straight. I had fun. I dated an Italian. I dated a Bulgarian. Yeah. I like, the European flair. Mm-hmm. And that actually helped me in business. It helped me a lot, Going back to dating, I dated a Bulgarian and I was getting divorced at the time and he was like, "Stop crying and take your pink glasses off and start a company." He was part of that journey. Mm-hmm. And I always thanked him for that. But yeah, staging has been such an instrumental part of my life. It's not just a job and I never did it just for money and I never knew why. It's a journey. The journey is basically you're making a house look beautiful. You're staging it to get the next level, whether it's to someone to buy your house or someone to rent it or whatever it is. Yeah. But let me tell you something. I've created a career for all my employees to have something that they're proud of. And that right there is the most important thing to me.
Yeah. And Elite Home Staging is like a big family. And that's why I love working there because, everyone's loves each other and we all have dance parties in our Monday morning meetings.
Right. I love the Monday morning meetings, especially when the newbies come in. I'm like, all right, everyone stand up. I make everyone get in a circle and say what you're grateful for because you know what? Getting out of self is so great, right? Yeah. Because when you're staging, what do we have to do? We have to get out of ourselves. Yeah. We got to make that place look beautiful. Mm-hmm. We got to make it so that the client isn't just walking in going, "Oh, they're not supposed to be staring at the furniture. They're supposed to look at it all the way through so they can visualize themselves living there with their own furniture.
We create an experience for the buyer, and that's my favorite thing, because the buyer pictures himself living in this like beautiful home with beautiful furniture, and they have that experience walking through the home and being like, oh my god, I want to live here.
But the best part about it is our company is freaking fun. We have these designers that are hilarious. A day in the life of at Elite Home Staging is crazy. Every day is something different.
And we're definitely going to bring on some of our stylists so you can meet them.
We have an amazing COO who's like 33 years old, who I worked with. I used to buy from him, and he'd be like, oh boy, I got to deal with Samantha because I know what I want. I would give him 1 hour, and then he'd sell like maybe 30 grand in 1 hour.
Yeah.
We have great stylists. We have amazing stories that you can't even believe come out of people's mouth.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
So we really are excited for you guys to come on to see what happens at Elite Home Staging, see how Nicole handles these crazy customers. What about that customer yesterday?
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, if you ever see someone walking in with like a big floral dress, cheetah print heels, and her hair out to here. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say about that. But we deal with crazy clients all the time, and honestly, like I'm 23, I'm young, and I just got into this industry. And before I got into staging, I didn't know that there was such fucking crazy people in the world, to be honest. Like, I thought everyone was like pretty normal and like, just kind of like does what they do. But people can be like, kind of crazy.
Well, they think they're a designer. They need to stick to their career. We are the professionals. And that's what I try and tell you guys. They need to stick to their career. We'll stick to ours because we have a proven track record.
Of course. But it's also just so interesting to deal with different people's personalities and like just to see what you come across and some of the stories that we're going to share later with you guys. It's just like, it's so amusing. I think
you've grown so much just the 2 years you've been at Elite Home Staging because you've seen so many different characters. Yeah. You've seen so many different stories. Yeah.
And the thing about like our job is we're in people's homes. Like there's not a lot of jobs in the world where you get to go into people's homes and see their lives, you like walk into their like reality, right? And that's something that's like really interesting to me because I get to like I'm also very spiritual and I love like energy and I believe in like reading other people's energy. And so like when I meet someone, I go into their home, I can feel the energy of the house and like who lived there. And I find that so interesting that every house is such different energy and it's just so unique. And you know what? I went to this influencer's house the other day.
I was just going to say that. That was insane.
I was at this influencer's house doing like, I don't know, a consultation for him because he wanted our staging services and he just moved in there. And he was like, well, how do you do your design? And no one's ever asked me that. And if I'm being completely honest, like, it sounds crazy, but for me, like, I feel the energy of the home, and then that's how I kind of, like, decide what to put in it. It's all, like, intuitive for me. Yep. And it sounds, like, weird, to be honest, but, like, it always works out for me. It's, like, an intuition thing, and I think it's because I get it, like, I channel it from somewhere else.
Yeah, I love that. That's exactly how you need to stage. You need to feel the space, just like anything, right? Yeah. And that's, I guess that's why staging always came so easy for me. Yeah. It was like I would walk in, I knew exactly before, I never even wrote anything down. It was always in my head. I was like, okay, this is going here, this is going here. And when I had my smaller company, I would literally go and tag the furniture, tag the accessories, and let me tell you.
Oh, to go back to that. So you used to tag the furniture, like, physically?
Yes. I would go in, tag the furniture.
An
amazing new system
created with all of our inventory, how we do our quotes. I mean, it's the first staging system, like, ever. That's going to be just fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's amazing. Our quotes are going to go out. Our constant contacts are going to go out. And you're going to be able to pay through the link. It's just unbelievable. It makes the experience for the customer so seamless. Yeah. And that's what's important, Yeah. But yeah, stay tuned because we have so many exciting stories. And, really we're all in this together. That's the biggest thing I want to let everyone know is that whether we're a staging company, a realtor, or escrow, or a stager, we are all in this together. And we want to make people happy and get the job done. So I think that's why my company has basically staged over 10,000 homes.
I mean, that's crazy. And
Yes.
how long have you
I
been in
worked my
business?
butt off. Let me tell you that right now.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. And it's not easy. I fucking work from like 7 a.m. until 9 o'clock
I
at
know.
night.
I watch you and I'm like, now. And then I used to have to feed you and feed
I
Brandon
can barely
and
feed
take
myself
you
and my dog.
and take you guys to sports
Yeah.
and try and make myself go to the gym and look pretty and look sexy and all of that. Jesus, that was a lot of work.
Yeah. But, on one of our last podcasts with Tim Story, we talk about work-life balance. And I was struggling with that for a minute because I'm a hustler like you. Like, I want to fucking make money. I want to make a lot of money. My goal is to be a millionaire in a year. So, like, I work my ass off to get to that point. And he talks a lot about the work-life balance and how we can, like, take time for ourselves in the morning and at night. And I've been doing that ever since we had that talk with him. I think it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's just changed my life. To give yourself, like, 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night, it just is something that I don't think I'll ever change from this point, because if I didn't have that, then I don't know how I would, like, work smarter and not harder.
That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
Work smarter, but not harder. That's why I always did the stagings by 3 o'clock, because I was like, I am not here to mess around.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, my guys hustled. But
Yeah.
they wanted to, because they wanted to get out of there and they wanted to get it done. But that's why it's so important that stagers you have to be organized, planned, and precise. When they're not, that's when they're there for till 9 o'clock at night. So, yeah. It's just so exciting. I'm super excited to talk about everything that's going on at Elite.
I know. And then next episode, we will have someone very, very important on our show, and he will bring some very, very funny stories. So
oh no, you're gonna tell all my stories?
All your stories. We gotta provide them with some entertainment.
Oh my God, definitely I'm entertainment. Yeah, I'm really excited to have him on. He is just such an inspiration to so many people, not just me. And he always says one thing.
What?
He says, I used to tell a lot of people to do something and start a company or do something, but you are my most success story, because you did it and you did it well. So, with that being said, I'm excited.
Thank you for listening.
We are the power of we. Come back and listen to us and see what happens on Elite Home Staging.
Woo!